The Dog, the Cock and the Fox. A dog and cock became great friends and agreed to travel together. At nightfall the cock flew up into the branches of a tree to roost, while the dog curled himself up inside the trunk, which was hollow. At break of day the cock woke up and crew as usual. A fox heard, and wishing to make a breakfast of him, came and stood under the tree and begged him to come down. "I should so like," said he, "to make it the acquaintance of one who has such a beautiful voice." The cock replied, "Would you just wake my porter who sleeps at the foot of the tree? He'll open the door and let you in." The fox accordingly rapped in the trunk, when out rushed the dog and tore him to pieces. The Stag in the Ox-Stall. A stag, chased from his lair by the hounds, took refuge in a farmyard, and entering a stable where a number of oxen were stalled, thrust himself under a pile of hay in a vacant stall, where he lay concealed, all but the tips of his horns. Presently one of the oxen said to him, "What has induced you to come in here? Aren't you aware of the risk you are running of being captured by the herdsman?" To which he replied, "Pray let me stay for the present. When night comes I shall easily escape under cover of dark." In the course of the afternoon, more than one of the farmhands came in to attend the wants of the cattle, but not one of them noticed the presence of the stag. He began to congratulate himself on his escape, and to express his gratitude to the oxen. "We wish you well," said the one who had spoken before, "but you are not out of danger yet. If the master comes, you'll certainly be found out, for nothing ever escapes his keen eyes." Presently, sure enough, in he came, and made a great to-do about the way the oxen were kept. "The beasts are starving," he cried. "Here, give them more hay, and put plenty of litter under them." As he spoke, he seized an armful himself from the pile where the stag lay concealed, and at once detected him, calling his men, and had him seized at once and killed for the table. The Gnat and the Bull. A gnat alighted on one of the horns of a bull, and remained sitting there for a considerable time. When it had rested sufficiently, and was about to fly away, it said to the bull, "Do you mind if I go now?" The bull merely raised his eyes and remarked without interest, "It's all one to me. I didn't notice when you came, and I shouldn't know when you go away. We may often be of more consequence in our own eyes than in the eyes of our neighbours." The Bear and the Travellers. Two travellers were on a road together, when a bear suddenly appeared at the scene. Before he observed them, one made for a tree at the side of the road, and climbed up into the branches and hid there. The other was not so nimble as his companion, and as he could not escape, he threw himself on the ground and pretended to be dead. The bear came up and sniffed all around him, but he kept perfectly still and held his breath, for they say that a bear will not touch a dead body. The bear took him for a corpse and went away. When the coast was clear, the traveller in the tree came down and asked the other what it was the bear had whispered to him. When he put his mouth to his ear, the other replied, "He told me to never again to travel with friends who desert you at the first signs of danger. Misfortune tests the sincerity of friendship."